Good evening. Welcome to our board meeting tonight. I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Norman Public Schools Board of Education to order. Ms. Sasser, will you please call the roll?
Dirk O'Hare.
Here.
Dan Snell.
Here.
Cindy Nashert. Here. Linda Sexton. Here.
Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Milner, will you please help us recognize our crossing guards?
Mr. President, Dr. Millerino, members of the board, once again, we have a great opportunity this evening to recognize some very special people. That is our crossing guards. For our students that walk to school every day, they are the first school contact in the morning and the last in the evening. And they are there in all weather and keep our students safe every day. And with that, we are so appreciative of their commitment to their students, their school, and the district as a whole. And so in the past, we would have asked them to come forward and be recognized, but this year we thought we would do something a little more special. We would have them catch them actually on their job site and video that and be able to share this with you tonight and this recognition, and then also to be able to share on social media, which would allow our community to actually recognize and call out them and give some shout outs to some very special people. So with that, I'll ask them to roll the footage.
As a parent, I am so grateful for our crossing guards. I know that for my own child, I'm grateful that there's someone familiar that can greet her at the beginning of the day, say goodbye at the end of the day. And then for other kiddos who may not have very many trusted adults in their lives, I am so glad that that crossing guard is that first point of contact that they can make when they show up on the school day. And they can say goodbye to as they head home.
So we thank them for all that they do. We'll get this posted tomorrow morning and let the community celebrate our crossing guards. So thank you.
I'll give them an applause, so thank you. Definitely appreciate what they do. So Ms. McKinney?
I'm going to put my reading glasses on. Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Millerino, the board members. I am super excited to welcome and to honor and recognize Molly Detman. Molly is actually here tonight, so come on up, Molly. Molly has been selected as the Youth Adult Library Services Association Volunteer of the Year in the Chair Team Lead category. This award acknowledges the contribution of a YALSA committee leader who has demonstrated outstanding service to the mission, goals, and work during a given service year. Molly served as a coordinator of a YALSA 2021 Quick Picks for Reluctant Young Adult Readers blog team. So as a coordinator of the Quick Pick, she managed a team of librarians to read, evaluate, identify, and blog about 2020 young adult titles, creating a final list of books that appeals to reluctant teen readers. In the nomination, Molly's team noted that she led with patience, perseverance, and humor during a difficult year. Please help me honor and recognize Molly Detman.
And Molly, I have to ask you a question. Who is that on your shirt?
I said Baby Yoda earlier, and a student corrected me, and I already forgot.
Dr. Liesenfeld?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. You can
With the computer.
stay there, Holly.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, congratulations.
Next is public comment. We welcome public comment. However, it is necessary to limit public comment to 3 minutes per person. You will be given a 1-minute warning prior to the end of the 3-minute period. Board members cannot respond to questions or comments during public communications. Juliana Kirshen.
Good evening. Do I need to say my address and that business? Okay, Juliana Kirshen, 1120 Berry Circle. Good evening, district administrators, superintendent, and school board members. I am speaking to you this evening to ask for clarity about the district's policies for families interested in returning to Norman Public Schools in the 21-22 school year. As you know, for various reasons, over 1,500 students and families left Norman Public Schools in 2021. Many of these families have been hoping for contact from the district that would welcome us back to return and would detail the instructional options for next year, such as in-person, hybrid, and remote learning. And we would also like to understand a clear and simple re-enrollment process. A warm welcome and clear policies are needed because many students, especially those in transition grades like 5th grade and 8th grade and high school students, are already choosing their classes and being enrolled in pre-enrollment. Our children do not have that opportunity. We would like to have the same opportunity to apply for Aegis, honors courses, competitive sports, band, orchestra, and the other activities that all children in our community would like to participate in. This transition should be seamless as possible and should include as many opportunities and recognize the needs of diverse students, such as English learners and students with IEPs. It shouldn't matter what our children did during, as was said, a very difficult year, whether they were homeschooling, in private school, involved in a charter school, but these students want to return to Norman, and we need to understand the enrollment process and our choices. So we hope to have a clear explanation for what will happen next year, and we also recognize that our teachers need this clear explanation because they too need to have the opportunity to select the choices that best fit their professional expertise and to understand what will be the needs that they have as new students re-enter the classroom for next year. So I request that Norman Public Schools make public the instructional learning options for next year and the enrollment processes for re-enrolling students. I am hopeful that the district will be open to accommodations that serve all students regardless of their schooling, and accommodations that include more than simply online enrollment. Online enrollment automatically creates inequities for students who have parents who are English learners or do not have the opportunity to take the time to engage with a computer rather than a phone. Most enrollment processes, as we learned last year, were not seamless on a phone, which is the computer device that many parents have. So, thank you. Due to the large number of students and families who left the district and the likelihood that pending state legislation will change our funding formula moving forward, I hope that you will find a way to welcome us back and to welcome any families in our community who wish to join Norman Public Schools. I'm addressing this publicly because for too long, I feel like our district has relied on connections and charisma for parents to get what they want. And I want our district to rely on competence. I want to see a clear policy. I want to see strong competence from our leaders that show us that we have a vision for instructional learning going forward. I look forward to the public address of these issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Snow?
Yes, I move we accept the purchase orders and approve the consent docket items 5A through 5K as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Sesser?
Dirk O'Hare,
Yes.
Dan Snell,
Yes.
Cindy Nasher,
Yes.
Linda Sexton,
Yes.
Ms. Williams, come tell us about our policy 1003, please.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Superintendent Migliorino. I'm bringing for action tonight proposed policy 1003, and that is Board of Education meetings held via video conference or teleconference. This policy conforms to the requirements of the Open Meeting Act as temporarily amended by Senate Bill 1031. This act primarily reinstates all temporary amendments to the Open Meeting Act that were created by last session's Senate Bill 661. And again, it allows public bodies subject to certain requirements to hold their open meetings entirely via video conference or teleconference during the COVID-19 state of emergency. So some key components to this act are: it permits public bodies to hold their meetings entirely by video conference or teleconference, provided that each public body member is visible or audible to the other members of the public. The meeting shall be recorded by written, electronic, or other means. The meeting notice and agenda prepared in advance of the meeting, as required by law, shall indicate if the meeting will include video conferencing or teleconferencing, and then that meeting must be conducted in the manner set forth in the meeting notice and agenda. If a code or password is required to access the meeting, it must also be included in the public notice. All votes that occur during the meeting using video conferencing or teleconferencing shall occur and be recorded by roll call votes. Should the audio connection be disconnected at any time during a meeting held by video conference or teleconference, it must be stopped and only reconvene when audio connection is restored. And this temporary amendment, these temporary amendments are effective immediately and will continue until the earlier of February 15th, 2022, or 30 days after the expiration or termination of the COVID-19 state of emergency. Thank you, and if there are no questions for me, I am asking for action on this item tonight.
I move we accept the policy 1003.
Second?
Is there any discussion or questions?
Well, as long as it's recorded and public at the time, nobody needs to be in the room, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be recorded and archived, but we do that
Yes,
as long as it's streamed and
Right,
video.
well,
or
it sounds like you could take minutes and that would be,
correct.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
It still allows for one member to be remote while others are in the room?
It does allow for that.
Yes, yes.
Just a clarification, so for example, if we wanted to change this meeting, if we had wanted to change this meeting from this in person to virtual, we would have had to cancel this meeting, reschedule it as an emergency board meeting with those stipulations listed within the 24-hour notice.
Right,
Yes.
right. Okay.
Any other questions? Ms. Sasser?
Dirk O'Hare,
Yes?
Dan Snell,
Yes.
Cindy Nasher,
Yes.
Linda Sexton,
Yes.
Thank you, Stephanie. Ms. Nevels?
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Migliorino, members of the board. This is the third of policy changes, additions, corrections that we've been making over the past several board meetings. I'm thankful to my colleague, Mr. Milner, who presented this item for information at the last board meeting when I could not attend at the last minute. And he presented the information on policy 3008, which is as it relates to employees and discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. So as a reminder, we have, to meet the letter of the law, pulled all Title IX related policy for both employees and students into one policy, Policy 4000. And then we have ensured that Policy 3007 specifically deals with students in all other protected areas where discrimination, harassment, and retaliation may occur. And this policy 3008 does that very same thing for employees. It steps employees through the complaints, procedures, response, investigation, and resolution of those matters. Basically, that process begins in personnel services in HR and ends with an appeal to the superintendent if necessary. It also defines terms for employees. So if you don't have questions for me on policy 3008, I would ask for action to make this a policy.
I move we accept policy 3008 as presented.
Second.
Any questions? Ms. Sasser?
Dirk O'Hare?
Yes.
Dan Snell?
Yes.
Cindy Nasher?
Yes.
Chad Weiss?
Yes.
Linda Sexton?
Yes?
Thank you. Is there any new business?
No new business.
Administrative staff reports.
Yeah, I do have quite a lengthy one, I guess, this evening. So just want to start off with, it's just such a great time to be in a district like Norman Public Schools, truly being a leader in education. So I can't think of a better place to be for a teacher or a student. I mean, my goodness, over the last 6 years, we have had 4 teachers recognized in the top of the state. And 2 of those were state teachers of the year, and one of those was actually a national teacher of the year finalist. So 4 out of the last 6 years, we've had teachers, recognized at the highest level. And you think about that, not every teacher can be recognized at that level. But the teachers of ours that have been recognized at that level truly exemplify what all of our teachers are doing, because each one of these teachers were recognized first and foremost by their peers at each and every site. So just really, really excited. Here recently, if you did not know, I don't know how you wouldn't know, but Jessica Eschbach was named the Teacher of the Year for the state of Oklahoma. We were able to actually have a gathering for her, which we didn't get to have when she was our district teacher of the year. Just really excited, and not a better person could have been named to that. So congratulations to Jessica, but also congratulations to Norman Public Schools and all the teachers and staff that work for us and serve students each and every day. I'd also like to take some time to recognize all the students and staff who are working in our fine arts. Our fine arts are known throughout the state and actually the nation. And if you didn't know this, over the last 40 or so years, they have been led by Dr. Brad Benson. So just, someone who knows what is right and does everything to benefit the kiddos. And so, although we've been through a really tough time, which has been mentioned already this evening, as you hear in fine arts with plays, the show must go on, and it has gone on in Norman. Our bands and orchestras have continued to play and compete, some of those via virtual or recordings. Our choirs have continued to sing. Our theater students have continued to perform, and a week or so ago I was able to see a few acts at Norman High School, even with a busted pipe behind the stage from the record cold weather we had. And just incredible. The talent we have in this district is great. And then finally, our debate students. Our debate students are achieving at an incredible level. And I can't remember off the top of my head the numbers that have been recognized this year, which is, once again, top in the state. And if one of my cabinet members can throw that out, I would appreciate it, but I don't know off the top of my head. But there you go, 13 national qualifiers at Norman North in debate. So the show is going on in all areas of fine arts. And I'd be remiss if I didn't continue on into some other areas. Athletically, our high school and middle school winter sports are wrapping up, and wrapping up in a great way. Norman High School and Norman North swim teams both competed at state and had some individual people not only smash state records, but smash national records, which is incredible. Our Norman High School women and Norman High School men's basketball teams are headed to state beginning this Thursday. Should be a lot of fun, and I've been able to watch them quite a few times, and they have a great chance to make it all the way if they continue to play the way they've been playing. And with that, spring sports are well underway: tennis, baseball, soccer, softball, and track. And you know what's been kind of great here lately is we've had really nice weather for those outdoor sports, so good stuff going on there. And then academically, Norman Public School once again leads public schools in National Merit Scholar finalists, with 14 of them and 6 academic all-staters. And that's pretty darn incredible. And each year, every year, year in, year out, our students are doing this, but they're doing this because of, one, their teachers, and most importantly, their families, the support they have outside of school. So just really, really excited for all that. Now, with that said, do we have room for growth? Absolutely. Always room for growth. But wow, what a baseline that we are setting, and how exciting it is right now with everything that's going on to be in Norman Public Schools. And, I just want to personally thank the 1,200 plus educators in this district for the work that you're doing each and every day. It does not go unnoticed. Everybody's appreciated, and my goodness, it is hard work, and you are doing an incredible job, and our students are the beneficiaries of that. And I get serving on the different councils and committees I serve on around the state, completely jokingly, but I go back 30 years in my memory. One of those basketball players I looked up to was Larry Bird, and 30 years or so ago, he was in the three-point contest quite often, and each year he would come in and ask all the other participants in there, so which one of you guys are going to get second? And that's the way I feel about Norman Public Schools, and we're just doing great things, and really excited to be here. So congratulations to everybody. And jumping back up to the recognitions, we are beginning a process to where we will be bringing students in, staff in, and or doing video recognition so that we can get back into that normal groove of things. So that's my report.
Thank you. Any Board of Education reports?
And I got one other thing. I apologize.
Go ahead.
Back up. I just got notice, and we'll get some information out, and this is not just the Norman Public Schools thing, but the Oklahoma State Department of Health just announced today that they have opened up the COVID-19 vaccinations for phase 3 priority groups, and that includes career tech employees and students who are 16 and older. So all students who are 16 and older, at midnight tonight, they can go to the state website and sign up to get their COVID vaccination. So needed to throw that in. I'm done now.
You sure? Okay. Any Board of Education? I want to say that it was so exciting to watch Jessica say, "I'm not going to win," and the winner is Jessica Eschbach. And just the genuine humility with which she was shocked, and she was excited, and she wanted to praise everybody. It was just a needed, fun, exciting moment for what a crazy year this has been. So, thank you again, Jessica, for all your hard work. We're proud of you.
I move we go into executive session to discuss the reemployment of the central office administrators, site principals, and off-scale employees for the 2021-2022 fiscal year, and also the evaluation of the superintendent as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Ms. Sasser?
Dirk O'Hare?
Yes.
Dan Snell?
Yes.
Cindy Nasher?
Yes.
Chad Weiss? Linda Sexton?
Yes.